Hey guys, so we are here for week 9 and we are still going to be talking about surface area, but we're going to be focusing on cylinders this week. Okay, so just a reminder, a cylinder is a three-dimensional figure with curved surfaces and two circular bases. So honestly, think like a Pringles container. That's pretty much your cylinder. Okay, so the bases are going to be the two faces on the top and bottom of the solid, and they are circles. Okay, so bases, top and bottom of it, there's always going to be two of them, and they are circles. Instead of the width, I'm going to change this to the height. So the height of the cylinder is the distance between the two faces or the two bases, however you want to say it. Okay, so there's two ways that we can find the surface area of a cylinder. We can do the net or we can do the formula. I'm just going to preview doing the net for you. We're not actually going to go ahead and calculate it that way. I'm just going to set it up for you guys so you would see what it looked like. The formula is going to be a lot easier to use, just like it was before. Okay, so the net method is you would pretty much imagine you had a Pringles container and you cut around the top, all except for in one spot, and you cut around the bottom, all except in one spot, and then you made a cut down the length of it. What it would pretty much look like is it would open up, and then you would have the top and the bottom, right? Imagine holding a Pringles container and imagine the lid didn't come off. Pretend like it was totally closed off. You cut the top off mostly, you cut the bottom off, and you laid them out. And then you cut the length of the Pringles container. If you laid that out, it would actually be a rectangle. Okay, this is our 6-meter height, and that's our 3 meters, the radius. Okay, so we're not going to go through and actually calculate it that way. I don't really like doing it that way, but I wanted you to at least see what it looked like. Okay, so we're going to use the formula, okay, in this example. And the formula is 2 pi RH plus 2 pi R squared. And where we get that from, 2 pi R is the circumference formula, right? If you remember that, times H is doing it for the whole height of the cylinder. Then in the next part, we have pi R squared. That's the area of a circle times 2 because there's 2 of them on top and bottom. So that's where we get that formula from. Okay, so this is our height, that's our radius. Again, we'll always use 3.14 for pi. So surface area is equal to 2 times 3.14 times 3 times 6 plus 2 times 3.14 times 3 squared. Okay, so I'm going to multiply everything in that first one together. I would get 113.04. Add to that, 2 times 3.14 is 6.28 times 3 times 2, which is 9. So the surface area is equal to, I'm going to have 113.04 plus 56.52. Add those two numbers together, and I would get 169.56 meters squared. Again, it's surface area, so it would always be squared. Okay, so that's how we're going to find it. It seems kind of long, but that's just because there's a lot of numbers you have to write out. If you notice, the math is super simple. Okay, so now let's go into our second example problem. We're going to find the surface area using the net or the formula. Again, I'm just going to stick with the formula. So the surface area is equal to 2 times pi, so 3.14, times my radius. It's giving me my diameter. I only want my radius, which is half of that, so 6 inches. So times 6 times my height, which is 16, plus 2 times 3.14 times my radius, which is 6, and square that. So the surface area is equal to, this first one's going to multiply to 602.88 plus, this is going to be 6.28 times 36. Always want to do the exponents first. So that's 602.88 plus 226.08. So the surface area would be 828.96 inches squared. And if you didn't know that that was inches, those two little dash marks that almost look like the quotation mark up top, that represents inches. Okay? All right, two more problems that we're going to do together. So, number one, formula again. So, surface area is equal to 2 times 3.14 times my radius times my height plus 2 times 3.14 times my radius squared. These are going to be some big numbers. So, that first one, 2 times 3.14 times 15 times 48. It's going to be 4,521.6. Add to that 6.28 times 15 squared, which is 225. So then I'm going to have 4,521.6 plus 1,413. Add those two together, and we get 5,934.6 inches squared. Okay, very last one. Again, they're giving us the diameter here. I just want the radius, so I'm going to cut it in half to make it 6 centimeters. So the surface area is equal to 2 times 3.14 times 6 times 19 plus 2 times 3.14 times 6 squared. So that first one, 2 times 3.14 times 6 times 19 is 715.92. Add to that 6.28 times 36. So 715.92 plus 226.08. Add those two together, and we would get 942 centimeters squared for our surface area. Okay, so that is how you do the surface area of a cylinder. It wasn't too bad. Our notes were obviously super short. So we will be doing a couple practice problems together in the guided practice shortly. So I'll see you guys soon. Bye.